Your instructions are to watch the video that I'm about to do. It's actually going to be a recording of the assignment, section 2.4, so you need to work this out with me. It says make a table of values for each equation, then graph the equation, analyze the effect of the graph on the parent function. So what you want to do is, let's graph the parent function. So let's go to the menu, graphs, and we're going to go ahead and type in the parent function, which is just the absolute value of x. You're going to press enter. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and graph that. So it's going to be 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6. So you're going to connect the points. Negative 1, 1, 2, negative 2, 2, negative 3, 3, negative 4, and then just connect the points. So that's the parent function. Let's go ahead and type in the new function. In this case, it's going to be menu, graph, function. So we're going to go ahead and type in the absolute value of x plus 1. So we notice that the function went up 1 unit. And I'm going to go ahead and use a different color. I want to go ahead and make my table x and y table. So let's go ahead and go to the menu, table, split screen. And so I'm going to go and select the second function. That's what I'm using, x plus 1. So we have negative 2, 3, negative 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. And so here are the points. And like I said, we noticed that the function, the new function did shift up 1 unit. Once again, we're going to go ahead and graph the parent function. So it's 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, connect the points. Negative 1, 1, negative 2, 2, negative 3, 3, and then so on. I'm going to go ahead and go to the graph again. I'm going to go to menu. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and clear this. I'm going to go ahead and do a new graph. I'm going to do a new graph. And so I'm going to go ahead and type in the absolute value of x plus 4. And you notice something happens. You notice that the graph has shifted to the left. And so when we add 4, or when you add something here, you're going to, and it's inside the absolute value, it's going to shift left. So let's go to our table. And since we're starting further left, let's go ahead and go to negative 5. So we're going to make a table. So here's my table. I'm going to use a different color. I'm going to use blue. So we have x and y. So we have negative 5, 1, negative 4, 0, negative 3, 1, negative 2, 2. So let me graph that. Negative 5, 1, negative 4, 0, negative 3, 1, negative 2, 2. So Here's my graph. And what happened to this graph? It went ahead and shifted left. So on your assignment, you're going to write parent you're going to write new function will shift left, and it shifted 4 units left, right? So in the case of the other example, it shifted 1 unit up, right? So I'm going to write new function shifted 1 unit up. Okay? So those are the two problems that I wanted to go over with you, but I'm going to continue. I know we have some more problems, so I'm going to go ahead and move this up. And I want you to think hard. Now I'm combining, and you notice that we have +3 and we have -1. So you can think about it, what's going to happen with the +3 and what's going to happen with the -1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph the parent function, which is the absolute value of x. So there's a parent function. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and go into a new graph. And I'm going to type in absolute value. And we have x -1 +3. Enter. Go to menu, table, split screen, and you notice that it did go up 3 units and it went to the right 1 unit. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to -2, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a table. So I recommend that you draw a table. So we have a table. We have x and y, and we have -2 is 6. So start at the origin, -2, 6, -1, 5, -1, 5, 0, 0, 3, -1, -1 is 5, 0 is 4. Let me make that correction. 0, 4, 1 is going to be 3, 1, 3. The next one is 2, 4. So we're going to go over 2 up 4. And then we have 3, 5, 3, and then we go up 5 units. And we're going to go ahead and connect the points. And you notice that my function went to the right 1 unit and it went up 3 units. So that was the effect. We're going to go ahead and graph this function here. All right, we're going to analyze the effect. I'm going to draw the parent function once again. So the parent function is 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and so on here. -1, 1, 2, -2, -3, and then I'm going to connect the points. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my graphing calculator, and I'm going to go ahead and do a new graph. So I'm going to add a graph. We have 3. We're going to type in absolute value of x, and you're going to notice something happened to the parent function. And when you compare it to the parent function, when I draw it, you're going to see what happened, okay? So -1, 3. So we have -1, 3, 1, 3, 0, 0, 2 is going to be 6. and then negative 2 is going to be 6. So what do you notice about the function? And I'm going to go ahead and make a table. We have x and y. We have negative 2, 6, negative 1, 3, 0, 0, 1, 3, 2, 6. And you notice that the graph became narrower. The graph became narrower. Now the one on top, I forgot to write down what happened to the graph. It went ahead and it did shift right 1 unit, and then shifted up 3 units, right? So it's going to shift right, and then it shifted up 3 units. Now, what do you think is going to happen if we add a negative? That's what we need to think about. What's going to happen if we add a negative? So we're going to start by graphing the parent functions of 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Connect the points. We have negative 1, 1, negative 2, 2, negative 3, 3, negative 4, 4. Connect the points. And there's our parent function. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and graph this function here. So we're going to go to the menu, go to our menu, go ahead and go to new. Don't save this information. Go to graphs, and you're going to type in negative 2, and then of course you can go to the absolute value of x. Press enter. You notice that that negative does something to the graph. Yes, a negative will reflect it, and then that 2 is going to make it narrower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the menu, table, split screen, and I'm going to go to negative 2, negative 4. So I have x and we have y, negative 2, negative 4. We have negative 1, negative 2, 0, 0, 1, negative 2, 2, negative 4. We're going to connect the points and do a better job of graphing than I did. And so what happened to the new graph? It's reflected over the x-axis. And it becomes narrower. This 2 right here makes it become more narrower, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the parent function, and then I'm going to tell you to write, or I'm going to ask you to write the equation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to graph the parent function. Remember, the parent function is just the absolute value of x, and that's what I'm plotting the points here. They're not very hard to plot. So I'm going to connect the points. Now, it does say that we want to go 4 units up and 2 units to the right. So we want to go 4 units up and then 2 units to the right. So what I need to do, I need to go ahead and create the new graph. So I'm going to go up 4 units, 1, and I'm going to start with the vertex, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay. So that's my new vertex. This point is going to be where? 1, 2, 3, 4, up 2. This point is going to be where? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And you notice that you can see the shape of the new graph. So here's the shape of the new graph. This one is called g of x. And this one is called f of x, which is going to be the absolute value of x. So now we need to come up with the new graph, or we need to come up with a new equation. So you're always going to start, of course, you're going to start with g of x equals, of course, you need an absolute value. Now, we're going to go 4 units up, so you're going to have plus 4. We do need to have a variable x, and we need to have 2. Now, the only place that's going to go left or right is in the absolute value. The only thing is it plus or minus 2. That's where I'm going to bring the calculator so we can see what's going to happen. So I'm going to click on this. So we have plus 2 minus 4, but that's not what we wanted. We wanted plus 4. And you notice it went up, but when I placed plus 2, it went to the left. So what is it going to have to be? It's going to have to be minus 2. Now, if I come over here and I click on this and I write minus 2, you notice that the graph will go to the right. So what's the new equation? It's going to be the absolute value of x minus 2 plus 4. Now, we can see the vertex here. The vertex here is you start at the origin, go 2 spaces right, go 4 spaces up. So the vertex is 2, 4. We also see the vertex here, 2, 4. See? And that's going to be our h, and that's for number 6, we're going to go 6 units to the right and 3 units up. So I'm just going to write here right, and then 3 units up. I'm going to start with the parent function. So go ahead and grab the parent function. Now I'm going to use a different color, and I'm going to go ahead and apply the transformation. So I'm going to go 6 units to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 3 units up, 1, 2, 3. So the new vertex is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be 6, 3. That's the new vertex. 6, 3. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply the transformation twice. I can just get that picture. So I'm going to use this point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to use this point, so I'm going to go over 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to continue with the same pattern. 1 up, 1 across to the right. And there's my transformation. So the blue is indicating the transformation. And what I'm going to do is you always start with your absolute value. You do have a variable. Now we notice that the function did go up, so you're going to write plus 3. And you know that the vertex is going to be 6, 3, so we know we're going to have a 6 here. The only thing is, do we know if it's going to be positive or negative? So what you're going to do, you're going to go to the function here, the graph editor, and let's go ahead and type this in. Or let's look at the previous one. There we go. So we have plus 3. Plus 3, and then we don't know if it's minus 6 or plus 6. We're thinking that it's going to be plus 6 since it went to the right. So let's go ahead and write that down in our calculator and see the effect. And nope, it went to the left, so we notice that it's going to have to be minus. So the new function is going to be x minus 6. That's going to be the absolute value plus 3. And you can see your h and you can see your k. Your h is your x value of the coordinate for the vertex, and then your k is a y value. So this is the function. Make sure you finish the homework.